Etna, Pennsylvania, a little-known town on the banks of the Allegheny River just north of Pittsburgh. Etna has had its time of riches and hardships. The height of its prosperity was during the steel era. The closing of the mill and the recurring floods have impacted the economic vitality of our town. These downturns have not hampered the spirit of the town, and Etna is starting to experience a rebirth. Even though our town is making great environmental strides, our historical buildings on Main Street are lagging far behind, falling into disrepair and hampering our efforts to revitalize the town.
Hometown Takeover should pick Etna because it's a community that has really been resilient despite many, many forces outside of our community.
There are a lot of young people that have moved into Etna, and they want to have the things that a small town could offer. You have a lot of great buildings that are just sitting vacant, and that's disheartening to me as a person who knew what it was, and I know what it could be.
The younger people who are moving in seem to buy into this community idea. They're taking over in terms of the eco-district to try to move us forward.
I enjoy down here. The politicians seem to care about the businesses. It's real easy access from Pittsburgh and other areas in and out.
I actually had never heard of Etna before, even though I only live about 4 miles from here. And so when I saw the building, I just fell in love with the building. It was perfect. And then I started looking around, and the little town just has so much potential.
If you walk around or drive around Etna, and if you go on the Main Street, we have great buildings that have good bones, and I see this potential here, and it just needs the step forward that I think that this contest could help us with.
We're a town of 3,001 square mile. The effect that HGTV Takeover could have is like the entire town will be transformed.
You know, we have some vacancies and things, but it's amazing if you look up because it's unbelievable and incredible, the architecture in these buildings. They're just gorgeous. This is one of our most interesting buildings and probably the most interesting. It's the old Union Hotel that was built in 1860. There were some pretty famous people that attended meetings there. It is truly the heart of the community and the heart of the business district, and kind of an anchor building that really needs some tender loving care to leave part of our history here and to revive it.
This place is, we call it the Oshie Building. It was built by H.W. Oshie, who was the first Burgess of Etna, and they had stores on the ground floor. One was a dry goods, and the other was the post office and another type of market. Over time, the building changed hands, and ultimately there was a large flood in Etna, which made the businesses in the storefronts no longer viable. As we see here in this space, it's left exactly as it was. It looks like a 1920s speakeasy to us, and all of the original pieces, all of the history are still here. So what we imagine happening is being able to celebrate the history that the town has, both in the interior and the exterior. But as you walk through the downtown, there's so many buildings like this that are still here. And if we can start to preserve some of those, we can preserve our own history.
This has been a community, despite all these outside challenges, have really made efforts themselves to keep us moving along and moving forward. We just recently became the very first certified eco district in the world. This is a town of 3,400 people, and yet here we are. We achieved something that no one else has. That's what we want for our community. We want our vibrancy to be around healthy lifestyles, healthy environment, and equity for all. And our people really deserve that. They're working very, very hard, but we really need some help along the way to help bring these buildings back to the life that they had once long ago.
Ben and Aaron,
please pick Etna
For your hometown
Takeover.
You can transform our whole town.